Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. This is the week of January 23rd's podcast. We're going to try to do these weekly now. I just got a fresh poll from the Florida Chamber of Commerce. You won't see it in the media, but I have it here. Trump is up 4 points, 49 to 45 on Biden, 50 to 43 on the fake Indian, 50 to 43 on Alfred E. Newman, alias Mayor Pete, and 49 to 44 on Bloomberg. Okay, I didn't see Bernie's name on here, but I don't know I don't know how he stands, but I gotta believe that he's been beating Bernie clearly in Florida. Folks, we're put in a position. I mean, this whole thing, people ask me to talk about what's going on with the impeachment. Folks, I wouldn't watch that. If I had to eat liver or watch that, I'd eat liver. Okay. I mean, I'm not interested. My whole thing is this. If withholding for foreign aid, okay, is an impeachable offense, then why did Biden brag about and threaten to do it? I mean, this just, we're getting to a point now where the Democratic Party is very, very desperate. I'm going to give you some statistics that most people don't have. Disabled Americans are at all-time unemployment lows. Okay, people with no degree, okay, all-time unemployment lows. African American, all-time unemployment lows. Hispanic, all-time unemployment lows. Asian Americans, all-time unemployment lows. Females, 70-year unemployment low. Okay, and the bottom 10% have increased their wages in a percentage basis, not more money, higher than the top 10%. And 600,000 single mothers are now off of poverty, including over 1 million children. Okay, this is serious stuff, people. Okay, it's serious. I was on a television show the other day. We were going to be doing a promotion for my investment newsletter, and they started asking me some questions about the economy and just things that I had felt. And, they asked me about how, because I live in Ohio, and how Trump is going to do in Ohio. And I told people, I said, I don't even think Ohio is going to be contested. Okay. I mean, he beat Hillary by 10% last time. Okay. I live in the most white Democratic district in Ohio. And I'm telling you, I already see Trump signs. They're already up. Okay. You don't see any signs for any of the Democrats. I haven't seen one sign yet for any of them. And they should be coming out now. They're not. The election, if Trump can win, like I showed you the poll in Florida, he wins Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Iowa. All he needs is one state out of Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Now, there is this fake poll coming out. It's not that it's fake. The polls are real. What they're doing to you is they're not telling you how many Democrats and Republicans, they conveniently left that out, how many they're polling. See, if I take a poll, let's say I take a poll and the real percentages are 53 to 47. If I know who the 47s are and poll more of them than the 53s, I can make the data look however I want to make it look. Okay, so please don't believe all that. I just got back from Florida, and I'm telling you, Florida, I believe strongly, is safely in Trump's. I mean, nothing's safe with the way these guys cheat, but I believe strongly that Trump, especially now that he's making Florida his home, I believe he wins Florida. I talked to a cab driver the other day he's not even really a Trump guy. And he told me that he believed Trump was going to. He sounded sorry about it, but he said it. He talks to people, and he said to me that he felt Trump was going to win. He didn't seem happy about it. I don't care what he thinks. Okay, but it's funny because I was at Trump International. I had a couple business people. I met a couple guys in the media, and I told them they run media companies, and I told them, I said, you guys you live on the coasts. You're not you need to go to Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, and start talking. Okay, and if you live in Wisconsin or Michigan or Pennsylvania, feel free to let us know. Minnesota, let us know what's going on there. Okay, you can put the comments in there. Or you guys can email me at ticketbill@aol.com. Okay, I mean, I'm not right now. I think the fake Indian is toast, and I think her and Klobuchar were nominated by the New York Times. I mean, folks, it's first of all, how do you nominate two people? Okay, you can't have two people. You got to have one. And to pick those people, I mean, they literally, Klobuchar is about dead. She's, like I said, she's playing for the vice presidency. Okay, it's turned into a 4-person race now. Okay, the fake Indian's done. She's done. Okay, there's nothing. She got into a dispute with a guy the other day where they asked about the student loan debt, and he said, look, my kid has no student loan debt because I saved my money for 25 years to make sure my kids didn't have student loan debt. Do I get my money back? And the fake Indian says, no. Well, it went viral. The guy said, so basically you're rewarding people who didn't save their money, but the people who did and paid their tuition, they don't get any kind of credit. Okay. Look, this Indian she is the worst candidate in the history of any of these. Okay, she makes Johnny Mailbag's Kasich or even Swalwell. She makes him look good. Okay, or the only person as bad as her is 0% De Blasio. Okay, Bill De Blasio. He's the only one that's as worse than she is. I mean, she lied about being fired from teacher. She lied about being an Indian. She's lying that she said that being an Indian helped her. Okay, didn't help her. It did. She didn't give any of the money back. This lady is as phony as a $3 bill. Okay, she's done. So right now, and Mayor Pete, he's got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot out the door. Okay, he's just not. It ain't. See, Bloomberg is hurting him. Okay, he's really hurting him because Bloomberg. People who didn't really like Biden or didn't like any of the females or the other minorities. Pete's a younger guy, but he's. I don't see the only way he could help is if he was to win Iowa. He almost has to win Iowa to stay alive. He doesn't win Iowa, I don't see him doing good going forward. There was a new poll where he was doing very good in New Hampshire. Bernie's passed him up. Folks, I'm telling you something right now, and you've heard it here first. Bernie Sanders, I would say right now, is got a very good, I'd say his chances of winning the Democratic nomination legitimately are about 35%. I think Biden is a slight favorite over him, maybe 45% or 50%. I mean, they're touch and go. Bloomberg, like I said, the man is 77 years old. He's Jewish. He wants to take your guns. And when people say to me, Billy, what do you mean Jewish? Folks, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. No Jewish person has ever been elected president. Only one Catholic person has been elected, and they got shot. Okay, no Italian would be become president. They're not going to happen. Just not going to happen. Okay? I'm not being a racist. I'm telling you that it's never happened before, and it's not going to. And someone said, well, Billy, an African American has done it. Yes, a person half African American was elected president. It's true. But it goes to tell you what I'm telling you. Italians and Jewish people are much more maligned in this society, okay, than African Americans are. Now, I'm not saying African Americans don't deal with racism. They do. But I'm telling you, Jews deal with much more racism than African Americans do. And Italians, we're just thought of as dummies. People are so shocked that I'm smart. Okay, I was at this country club the other day with all these wasps. I mean, when they found out what I had compared to what they had, they got quiet. They got what I call fumble mouth. Okay, but that's how it works. Mike Bloomberg's worth $60 billion. They're not going to put him in. Okay. Bernie, as Elizabeth Warren falls, Bernie is going to pick up the people. Bernie's got a base of people, and see, 4 years ago, Bernie was still working this thing. And I got to tell you, he believes at least what he says. Now, they're trying to throw out things he called Vermont workers slaves and whatever. Folks, his people are like how Trump's people were 4 years ago. They want him. That's what they want. See, the Biden people they're voting against Trump. They figure, well, I can put this bozo. I mean, some people say, oh, we want a guy with experience. Experience. Guy's 70-something. He's senile. Experience swimming naked. Experiencing saying racist things like, oh, Obama's a clean-cut looking guy. Really? I mean, Joe Biden, every time he opens, my dad said it to me. He said, son, he's done. I don't think he's done. I still think he's the favorite. Okay, he should win this, but I don't know. He's such a screw job, and I don't see if Bernie wins the nomination. The question will be, will the rest of the party unite to put Bernie in office? I don't think so. I just don't. Rich people don't want to be taxed like that. They're doing what they can. The whole reason for this impeachment, folks, is to keep the senators, Klobuchar, fake Indian, and mostly Bernie, from not campaigning, so Biden can do it. That's what they're doing. Okay, no. Do you think they're really convincing anybody of Trump's guilt? Do you really think the people that believe he's guilty? The people that believe he's innocent. Do you think if the Independent's done any homework at all, they can see that he's not, like, to be impeached, you're supposed to have high crimes. Okay. You have to have high crimes and treasonous events. There's no crime here. And there's nothing to do with treason. What the Democratic Party is doing to this country is treasonous, truth be told. But I do think that Bernie Sanders, I really am starting to believe that he's going to pull this off. I'm just starting to believe it. Bloomberg, ironically, I think Bloomberg's helping him out. Where did Bloomberg's people come from? They came from people like Klobuchar. I think he grabbed some of Warren's people. And I think he grabs some of Mayor Pete's and Biden's people. I mean, I don't think if you were going to vote for Bernie, you're going to vote for Bernie. And Bernie averages like $40 a person. I mean, some of my friends said to me, Billy, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't think Bernie's necessarily the easiest person to beat. Because, see, the bottom line is, if you put someone else in that's not Bernie, or you screw Bernie out of this, the progressives will just stay home. I mean, enough of them voted for Jill Steiner, stayed home last time, they turned the election. So I do think Trump's going to get more evangelicals. I think he's going to get more of everybody. And I think the other thing that nobody's talking about, like Trump, there's a rumor that he's going to have an ad for the Super Bowl. And I'm just going to tell you, he's going to outspend them 5 and 10 to 1. And these ads work. Okay, they work. Especially when you just keep them truthful. He's got enough things that he's done already. You know, I do think the Dems can pull this off, even though it's not what I want. But I think as each day goes on, the odds are getting slimmer and slimmer. I mean, you have to know who their candidate's going to be. And like I said, it's Bernie or Biden. The rest of the other people in horse racing used to have a saying. They'd say the horses that finished in the top 3, and then they'd say so-and-so also ran. The rest of the people are also ran. Who Bernie picks for his vice president. Now, is he going to pick AOC or some person like that? You know, you don't know what he's going to do. You just, I mean, he could pick Stacey Abrams or somebody. You just don't know. I don't want to say what the guy's going to do. I just don't know. But he does have a point of thing. And I told people, if he starts to get speed, the stock market will start to fall back a little bit. I think in February, if he does good in Iowa, and we're heading into the next thing, we're talking about the stocks. People are asking about the stocks. You know, this flu in China, they seem to have it. I don't think it's a serious thing enough to push the markets down yet. But I do think that the markets can fall. Okay, there's no question that they can fall. But long term, I'm going to give you a stock today that I think is going to do well. The stock is called Viacom CBS. Stock went down today because people are saying that, you know, cable is dead, network television is dead. Folks, you might think it is, but it's priced that way. And I really and truly believe that Apple is going to buy Viacom CBS for their library. Okay, they have a library of all the shows. Plus, they own, not only do they own the Star Trek movies through Paramount, they own the BET, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, MTV. Okay, those are all, they got the libraries of all those programs. And I really believe that's where they're going to go with it. I want to talk about this bozo, Jim Cramer. He was just on, one of my buddies, Dave, from Louisiana, sent me the transcript. I mean, this guy didn't like, we talked about Snapchat last year on, I think it was the 4th or 5th Truth Machine. Okay, we gave you the stock when it was 6 or 7. It's 19 and it's heading higher. Okay, I said it in one of the last podcasts. I think it's going to 50. Okay, long term. Okay, I love the stock. Anyhow, got a big position. My readers all have big positions. Okay, but Snapchat, this guy, I mean, you can Google it. Jim Cramer Snap. When it was $6, he didn't want it, and now he's telling people. He said, "Well, I'm a little late with it." Okay, actually, this is what he said. One of my friends just sent it to me just before we went on here. He said, "I do think the stock of Snap has more upside, and I'm painfully aware that I'm late after this run." No, dude, you weren't late. You weren't there. But I don't love that it's catching so many upgrades going into next week's report. I recommend, if you like Snap, putting on half your position before the quarter. If the stock gets hit after the quarter, you can go back more. So he's making a prediction. He's not making any kind of prediction like I was. And then he says, if the estimates are too low, this thing's into the stratosphere. That's not profound. That's like saying, and we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, if Patrick Mahomes throws for 650 yards, the Chiefs should probably win. Tell us what's going to happen, dude. Okay, don't go on TV and just talk nonsense. See, and it's just, this guy gets paid millions of dollars to opine, and I want to put it. I told this media organization that I'm involved with, I said, I want to put up a show and I want to go head to head with this guy. I mean, he's just, if you've been with us, stay the course on Snapchat. It's going to do great. Okay, just please, and get yourself some Viacom. The symbol is VIAC. Okay. The Super Bowl, obviously, we're going to talk about. I watched. I didn't get to watch all the conference games, but I didn't get a chance to do predictions on this. I wasn't going to be around, and then I didn't. Last week we talked about the Hall of Fame, and I really didn't have strong opinions about the games the other day. But I have a pretty good opinion on the Super Bowl. I do think. I mean, 50 years ago the Chiefs won it. Okay, it would be like kind of fitting for it. And I have to tell you, I like both these teams. I really do. I like both. Okay, but I just think that looking at everything, San Francisco, to me, is that I watched them run the ball, and I watched their defensive line. Kansas City's a team that they're really not good against the run. I saw when they played the Texans took a lead on them. Tennessee took a lead on them. I'm telling you, if San Francisco gets a lead on them, with San Francisco's defensive line, you're going to have a big problem. Okay, you're not going to push those guys. Kansas City has a very good offensive line, but San Francisco's defensive line is very good. And I think that Kansas City played two teams that I don't think are very good. Okay, in Kansas City and the Texans. And they got put behind in both those games. And I mean, you can look at it positively and say, well, they came back and won. But I think that San Francisco should win the game. I don't know what the point spread is, which is that just goes how shocking it is for me. That I don't know it off the top of my head. I mean, it's very strange. In fact, I'm going to look it up as we speak. But I think the line is about 1.5. It will be the fourth title game with a spread of 1.5 points or less. I mean, like I said, the Chiefs opened up as a favorite, and I understand that because Mahomes is 1.5 point favorite. He's more well known than Jimmy Garoppolo is, but I think that Garoppolo is I just feel that he's going to play against a weaker defense. I think San Francisco's defense is so much better than Kansas City's. I just do. I mean, you think of the quarterbacks you played against, Deshaun Watson and Ryan Tannehill, and you got put behind in both of those games. I mean, San Francisco, to win their division, they had to knock off Russell Wilson. They knocked off Aaron Rodgers. Okay. San Francisco's defensive line is very good. And I just don't think that with the 1.5 points, I just think that San Francisco should be clearly favored in the game, okay? And I think that they're a very good team. So, from behind the wheel of the dividend machine, behind the wheel of the truth machine, this is Bill Spatrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.